Hello, Internet. It is I, Joshua Allgood. Wait a second. Let me take all this stuff off. There, that's better. First of all, Happy New Year. Second of all, I apologize dearly for not making a video in some time now, for I've been very busy lately. Now I am deciding to try something new and become an album reviewer. So, the first album I'm going to review is Shoot Up the Cat's eponymous EP. Shoot Up the Cat, in case you don't know what the word eponymous means. Shoot Up the Cat is an indie rock band from Ladera Ranch, California, consisting of Kevin Hagee on vocals and guitar, Will Luster on vocals and guitar, two vocalists and guitarists, Dan Potts on bass, and Travis Villatoro on drums. I apologize if I butchered the last names of the members. Just like to point that out. Before I proceed with reviewing the EP, I would like to state that my review will be biased, for I know the band members personally, and I've seen them live a multitude of times. I don't know in which way it will be biased, but I know for certain that it will be biased. Let's proceed to the review. Let's look at the album packaging. Now I have a copy of the album right here. And as you can see, it's just a full American breakfast. And that's it. It's been a lot different for a full British breakfast. Instead of pancakes, you have sausages. And instead of hash browns, you'd have mashed potatoes. And you have a completely different kind of bacon, too. There's the back cover. See, someone ate it. And the CD cover, it's just the band's logo. Nothing really all that special. It's just packaging. Honestly, if you look at the packaging itself, it's kind of cheaply made. But that's not really a concern. After all, we're reviewing the music, not the packaging, right? Now, let's skip all the superficial details and go into more of the deeper details. The production. Despite from knowing that the album was recorded digitally via Pro Tools, I thought the production had a very vintage vibe to it, complete with warm distortion throughout many of the individual tracks, as for recorded on a reel-to-reel. However, I thought the mastering was a product of the loudness war. For if I compare the mastering to this CD to CDs in the 1970s, that is very, very evident. And some of the tracks were unusually mixed, either sounding too muddled or they're just layering over each other and didn't sound unique and individual. An additional anecdote, the bass drum sounds as if a bass drum from 1970 and one from today were put in a food processor, and the product that would come out of it would be the bass drum that would sound on this record. It's not necessarily a bad thing, it's just kind of weird. Now let's go to the music. I'm not going to the individual songs yet, I'm just talking about style here. The music on this EP is very reminiscent of post-punk revival bands such as The Strokes and, to an extent, the Arctic Monkeys. There are also some doo-wop and blues influences in the music, especially evident in their ballads and some of the electric guitar work. Kevin Hagee's vocals complement the band's sound by bringing adolescent youthfulness to it, which is something not a lot of singers can do. Will's vocals, albeit more goofingly, do exactly the same thing. Now let's go to the songs. This is the good stuff here, people. Be warned. The Ballad of Zach Levine. Fun fact about the song was originally called Johnny's Toy Gun, but the band decided to change the name after a saxophonist who sometimes played with the band, and rumored to actually originally play on the album, but couldn't for some reason. I'm not sure about this. I hope the band members will clarify maybe about this inspiration or misinformation, as it would be called. The song begins with this bombastic intro in 6/8 and then mellows out for the verses. The song is notable for a few things, such as fuzz bass, doo-wop verses, and harmonizing the guitars during a little break in the middle. Despite these amazing qualities, the refrains drag on for a bit too long, kind of repetitive, and harmonizing leads on the song are mixed right over the rhythm guitars. I mean, I've said about this before that it sounded kind of muddy in areas, and this is really specifically what I was referring to. It just sounded muddled in the mix, really. The harmonizing guitars, they didn't sound complete, and they don't stand out at all. Although, on a lighter note, I thought the soft guitar whistling section before the outro was very interesting and a good compositional move for the band and the song. And I also really like the outro guitar solo, even though it is mostly tremolo picking. It complemented the song. Lyrically, it's mucky. Lyrically, it's Lucky Man without the irony. I mean, it's about someone dying in war, but except having been born into a rich family, he is represented through a toy gun, which represents his childhood innocence, or something like that. Overall, some of the song is slow and redundant, but it's a good composition and it makes for a great single. The next track, Everyone's a Fireman. I really don't know what this song is about, but that's irrelevant. The song begins with some jazzy chords and then transitions to a melodic rave-up. Haha, I bet you didn't hear those two words together before. I must appreciate how upbeat the song is compared to the last track, brings the band's energy to a maximum. Well, almost to a maximum, as we would hear later in the album. I really like some of the drum beats, and I thought some of the melodies are very catchy, especially during the choruses. However, I found some of the lyrics to be rather lazy, and in one of the verses, the lyricist rhymes one of the words with the exact same word, which what I would consider to be a prime example of Nicki Minaj syndrome. And the outro was very incomplete. It's very unusual, I'd say, for the song, but the ending felt more like an interlude than an ending. It felt more like something that would happen in the middle of a song than at the end. I thought there would have been something more to it to end the song, but it just ends up cutting short, which I have to say is kind of a bad compositional move, must say. Other than that, it's a pretty catchy short song. The next track, Operation Electric Beagle. This track is notable for being the only song in which Will sings lead vocals. The previous two tracks were sung by Kevin. Although Will did sing co-lead vocals in the next track, which we'll get to later. The track is also notable for plagiarizing the accountant from SpongeBob SquarePants. The song itself is a quirky, kazoo-laden tale of a dog that ran away from home. Personal anecdote here. When I first heard of the title of this particular song, I expected it to be a proto-metal track a la Budgie. If you don't know who they are, look them up. I expected the wrong thing entirely, as you can tell. All of the song sounds like it was written by Weird Al Yankovic. It's good fun and a great addition to the EP. What can I say? It's a catchy tune. Alaskan Brown Bear, the next track. This is the track I anticipated the most. After seeing the band a handful of times, this was a song which drove me mad with energy and adrenaline and serotonin and all of those hormones. After an intro reminiscent of Good Times, Bad Times, the song soars into an upbeat swing time rock and roll song about something. I really don't know what it's about, but it's about something. Is it about bears? I don't think so, but if it were about bears, it'd be cool. Song, complete with halftime choruses, makes one feel as if a Kodiak bear was chasing one, but enough of the unnecessarily formal language. Let us converse about one thing this song lacks: a decent ending. This song suffers from the same problem as Everyone's a Fireman. The outro feels like an interlude. Another personal anecdote here. When the band used to perform the song live after a few times, after the second guitar solo, the drummer then performed a solo of his own. I was very disappointed when the band disregarded this idea for the album. It would have honestly made a better outro, that's for sure, certain, in my opinion. Anyway, great song, very energetic, just very incomplete. Now to the final song of the album, Gordita, named after the aforementioned Taco Bell menu item. This song is another doo-wop ballad, but lacking the fuzz bass. It is also the longest track of the EP, stretching out to 5 minutes and 11 seconds. The song begins softly but builds volume throughout the course of the track until the explosive outro. While the outro works well as an ending compared to some of the other tracks, the minuscule tempo change irritates me. I mean, at the end of the song, it changes from 5 BPM randomly from a set tempo to a little bit faster. It wasn't actually modulated, it's just a tiny bit faster. And I just found that to be so annoying. But that's just me. You'll probably not notice it. This point right here is not an actual criticism, but I wish if there was more sonic experimentation at the end. There's so much going on. You could have done more stereo panning, more reverse dubbed guitars, and be a bit more sonically pretentious. But you didn't need to. I'm just saying that's what I would have done. But then again, it's not about me. It's about the band. Why am I being so selfish? Now, let's conclude this review by saying this. Shoot the Cat's eponymous debut is a catchy array of hooks, melodies, and songwriting. However, the mix was awkward, some of the songs were incomplete, and some of the sections of the ballads consisted of pure drudgery. Nevertheless, the EP is good fun for the average listener, and I hope that the band's songwriting skills will improve over time. After all, it's a debut. You don't expect a hit album right away. Only very few bands would achieve such a feat. If I were to give this album a rating, I would give it 7 bacon strips out of 10. I'm 444Guitarboy. This is the end of my review.